obviously what happened, really the entirety of the series is what we want to talk about today. And yeah, I was pretty hot in the moment last night. I think a lot of Padres fans were and are this morning. I thought about it driving into work. And, I tweeted this morning after watching all the different angles and hearing all the post game. I just said, look, after reflecting on this, I hope Dave Roberts gets the help that he needs. This is the second Padres manager he's put his hands on. He's an out of control little league dad at this point. You see it all the time. I see it all the time in little league. You can see it. There's anger. There's a lack of accountability. All of it. I hope he gets the help he needs. And listen, I started the show saying I too am a broken man. I know what it's like, to be filled with anger and rage. Had to have been hard for him. Finally wins a legitimate World Series, a legitimate 162-game World Series. Great job managing, and the front office actually balks on re-signing him to a big extension. That's got to sting. That's got to be sting. That's got to be tough, right? Guys, I know you've spent $7 billion, and I know I finally got one for you, and now you don't know if you want to re-sign me. I know there's got to be some anger there from that guy. That guy needs help. He needs help. And to watch this every time we play these guys, and the lack of accountability every time, Ben, these are giant red flags. They're giant red flags. And listen, I'm not a perfect person by any stretch, but I'm trying. I'm trying to do the work, as it were. That guy needs some serious help. Again, putting your hands on Mike Shildt last night, then backing away, and then not taking any accountability. Bro, this is little league dad through and through. Hurt people, bro.
If you are tuning in to hear if I'm going to defend my...
I think that is a spot-on analysis.
Well, okay.
And I think I give kudos to you for being a little vulnerable there. I thought that was outstanding.
Thank you, Paul.
Well said.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
If you're tuning in to hear if I'm going to defend my old pal, Dave, it's not going to happen. Dave may be in the offseason an amiable fellow, but the worst of him seems to come out against the San Diego Padres.
And that's I don't know why.
That's now it's been clear for a few years. I'll admit, back in the Andy Green incident, we weren't sure about Andy Green. I didn't know. It was like, yeah, all right. I mean, maybe we were in the wrong. I get it. He doesn't have a track record against anybody else, but when there's always the common denominator of now, multiple incidents with different managers, with different players, and Dave always seems to be in the center of it between the Padres and the Dodgers.
And never takes accountability for it. Never. Which, you know what? I lived my whole life that way. It was always somebody else's fault.
In the playoffs, remember, last year in the playoffs, he admitted to fanning the flames.
Correct.
Gaslighting, essentially, with the Manny Machado throw to try to fire up his team.
Correct.
He's a troublemaker.
Yeah, and I guess to his credit or discredit, however you want to look at it, it worked brilliantly.
But there are consequences to doing that. And he has been a troublemaker. He has been an S-stirrer in this rivalry now for several years. And if you want to look at someone who takes the lion's share of the responsibility for escalating everything that has gone on between these two teams, and I'm all for it. I love the rivalry. It's fantastic for baseball. I think it's good for entertainment value. But Dave Roberts is the common denominator. When you have kids, they're going to school, and the teacher says, got in a fight with Timmy. And then the next day he gets in a fight with Billy. And then the next day he gets in a fight with Jeremy. Guess what? Your kid is the common denominator. You can't blame everybody else when you're always part of it when something happens.
Try to teach my kids that every single day, man. Anything that happens, we had a big chat about accountability the other night, trying to explain to a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old what accountability looks like. It's not anybody else's fault. It's your fault. You're always involved. It's your fault. So wear it.
It's not Shohei Ohtani's fault.
No.
It's not Fernando Tatis Jr.'s fault.
Sure isn't.
It's not Mike Shildt's fault.
Nope.
Mike Shildt, we will hear some of the best Mike Shildt audio you have ever heard.
Correct.
If you did not stay all the way through our post-game show last night, you will hear some of the best Mike Shildt post-game audio you have ever heard. Mike Shildt doesn't want this to happen. Mike Shildt's the last person who wants this, honestly. And I believe him. He's not looking for smoke. He's not looking for situations where his team's going to get in fights or throwing at other teams. He values keeping those guys on the field, defending them, and keeping them healthy. It's not on Mike Shildt. This always seems to go back to the manager of the Dodgers.
Every time.
Dave Roberts.
Every time.
It really does.
Every time. And never takes accountability for it. I've been there, Dave. I've been there, bud. It's not a fun place to live. It's not. It's not a fun place to live. It's always, it's that guy's fault. It's that guy's fault he didn't hire me. You guys know me. Had a chip on my shoulder for years, right? For years. There, I let guys get under my skin. They motivated me to get up, get out of bed, and go kick ass every day. I think Dave Roberts is the same. Dave needs some help. Dave needs to be suspended. He needs to think about what he did. Walking up to a guy and shoving him and then backing away. You know, this is the second time he's done this. If that
was an umpire, if he was going out to, yell at an umpire and did that, he'd be on at least a week.
He literally put his hands on an umpire 2 nights ago. Literally.
I feel like we just saw that.
When he was going after Tripp Gibson, the guy got in his face. He put his hands on him, and then he did the quick hands behind his back and peacocked like he does. He has problems, man. He has anger issues, and he needs help. He needs help. Straight up. Straight up. I've seen it. I've been there myself. He's got problems.
Now, if you're watching the game, and I'm assuming most of you were, and saw what happened in the 9th inning, did Jack Little, the reliever making his major league debut, had just been called up by the Dodgers, did he throw at Tatis intentionally? I don't know. Probably not, honestly.
There was intent behind it.
Probably not. Did Robert Suarez throw at Shohei Ohtani intentionally?
100%.
Yeah,
yes.
He did. But that is so far from what the point is. You'll hear Dodger fans plant their flag on, our guy didn't throw at him intentionally, your guy did. So your team is in the wrong and my team is in the right. If that is your defense, you are missing the whole point here. Fernando Tatis Jr. has worn it constantly from the Dodgers.
Yep.
He got hit 3 times in the last 7 games. He's been hit 6 times by the Dodgers in his career. No other team has even come close. And as Mike Shildt pointed out, and he's only been hit 6 times because he's dodged about 15 other up and in fastballs that they throw him because he's the matrix up there in not getting hit. He's going to get hurt. Hopefully he isn't already hurt. The x-rays last night were inconclusive, but going to get a CT scan today.
Bro, did you see when Mookie was looking at Fernando and Fernando, they were talking and he pointed his wrist and Mookie recoiled. Mookie was like, oh, I think Toddy might have said, I think he broke my wrist.
I'll say it. I still think, even though he plays for the enemy, I think Mookie Betts is still a good guy in baseball.
Me too.
And there's a part of me that will always enjoy watching him play the game. I think Fernando said something like, I think my wrist is effed
I think my wrist is broken.
Or something like that. And he went, oh.
So the other thing that you have to look
That's how I took that.
The other thing you have to look at is, oh man, we would never ask a rookie making his debut to go get Tatis. Well, okay, so
that's the perfect person to ask.
It leaves so here, Dodger fan, and I know you're there. I can smell you from here. I know you're there. Here's your options. Number 1, he quit. He being Dave Roberts. He quit and pulled Mookie and Freddie. He quit. So that's option number 1. That's your first door. He quit on the game. Number 2, he pulled those guys because he didn't want them to get hit. Right? So that's the other option. That's what I think happened. I think this guy, I legit think that a wounded man like Dave Roberts, bloodthirsty as he is, said, hey, Little, you want to make a name for yourself with this organization? I want Tatis. Up and in. Go get him. I promise you, man. What better time? What better scapegoat than that? Go get him.
Isn't that more damaging to your narrative if you're the Dodger fan to be like, no, I'm more happy that he
quit
his best players out of the game because I saw it. I mean, people were freaking out. They're like, Sure would be nice to have Betts or Freeman up in this point in the ninth when we have the winning run at the plate.
On what planet are you the Dodgers, who seemingly have had a 5-run inning in every game in the series? Why would you not? Why would you punt there? It doesn't make any sense. Unless you are, unless you know what's about to happen.
That was another weird flag I saw Dodgers fans planting online last night.
They backed themselves in a corner.
You only won 2 games out of the last 7 because the Dodgers quit in both of those games.
Correct.
We let you win. We let you win. Okay. You don't have a major problem with your team letting their big rival win twice. Just hey, take 2 of these for free.
I promise you, they were hoping to get a chance to throw Kike last night.
Guaranteed. It was listen, Jack Little sucks, man. That sucks for that guy. Oh man, I got to go out and hit Tatis now. Freddie, you grab a seat. I don't want you getting hurt. Mookie, grab a seat. I don't want you getting hurt. We're gonna let Miggy Rowe take this at bat in the 9th inning when they had a chance to win. They had a chance to win that game. The Padres have not been good this series. They've not. They battled pretty hard, but they've not been good. You're the LA Dodgers. You spent $1 billion. You're quitting on games. You're either quitting on games in the 9th or you are instigating a bean brawl from the dugout. I hope that's your options. You don't have any other.
I hope this is the year. Padres have faced the Dodgers in the playoffs 3 of the last 5 seasons. It's always been a short series, 3-gamer, 5-gamer, 5-gamer. I hope this is the year that they get to face off in a 7-game series. And I really hope the strategy that Dave Roberts employs is punting on 2 of those 7 games and saying, hey, Padres, if you can beat us 2 of the other 5, good on you. Because I have never seen that as a viable long-term strategy. That you can just punt on as many games. It worked in the playoffs for him last year, but that's not a smart long-term strategy to keep punting on games that you have a chance to win. It's one thing when you're down 11-0, but like you said, the game was not over. It was never. I've never felt it was over. I was nervous all the way, of course, to the end that the Padres were going to be able to pull it out. I was glad that Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman weren't coming up. I'll tell you that in the 9th inning.
No question. But again, Ben, you made a really good point, man. The common denominator is always one guy. It's Dave Roberts. And again, the man flat out lied last October, flat out admitted later that, I did lie. I made that up. I wanted to fire the team up. And there's no recourse for that. Dave is the problem. Dave needs some serious help. How old is he? 60?
Probably somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. That's a grown man out there putting his hands on another man again.
He gets to manage his team the way he wants to.
My God.
He can manage his team the way he wants to.
Sure.
But when it starts impacting other teams and potentially the health and career of star players, other teams are going to push back. The Padres do not want to see the Dodgers throwing high and tight constantly to Fernando Tatis Jr. Intentional or not, enough is enough.
Enough's enough.